I can see that now. That was terrible.
Good morning, guys. So we'll get started in just a little bit. If you cannot scan the QR code that's there to get your attendance today, then just wait for room 5 to empty out and then just use one of the computers, okay?
And that's exactly what I was gonna do. Okay, so wait.
Yeah, just wait.
Alright.
Yeah, because it's packed over there right now, so let them empty out, let them leave, and then once they're done, then you can use the computer. But if you can scan, you're good.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Carlos, I'm a trader here at Rarri Associates, and today we got a bang from my favorite presentation to give. We have the power of knowing yourself. I said, why is it my favorite? Well, you see here, this normally Patrice makes every single presentation we do, but this is the first presentation I did myself. I think it's some great content over here, so let's get started. Now, at the table of contents, we're going to go over a nice little welcome. We're going to go over self-awareness, why knowing yourself matters, cognitive dissonance, a deep dive into reflection, as well as some quotes and closings. You know, ended up with some positivity, with some words of wisdom. All right, so welcome. Today we're going to talk about the power of self. Knowing yourself means understanding what you're good at. Get some water real quick. All right. What you're good at, what matters to you, what motivates you. When you understand yourself better, it becomes easier to set goals, to make decisions, to choose the right career path, and to build confidence that's in the workplace and outside of it. Number 3. Yeah. Oh. All right, apologies about that. We're gonna happen outside, but you should be good for the rest of this presentation. So, self-awareness, right? What comes to mind when you think of self-awareness? I'm actually asking this question, both to people in person and online. What comes to mind when you think of self-awareness? Yes. Conscious. Okay. Anybody else? You want to expand on that a little bit more, or you leave it as it is? Awareness? Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. Thinking about how your actions can affect the future and your surroundings. Yes. Presentation. So how are you presenting yourself to the outside world? Yes. Okay. So that's reflection, right? Realizing your mistakes, thinking about your behavior. Absolutely. Somebody said in the online, knowing yourself, being aware of your attitude. acknowledging and recognizing your patterns and actions and being self-reflective, right? Mindfulness and clarity. All of these things absolutely go into self-awareness, all right? Now, what exactly is self-awareness by definition? Self-awareness means understanding your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It helps you recognize what you do well and where you can grow. It allows you to make choices that align with who you truly are. And so we got some quotes at the bottom. They're going to be littered throughout the presentation. You know, it's not great associates if we don't got quotes. Aristotle once said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Right? Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Meaning, if you're not aware of what you're doing or why you're doing it, how it affects others, right? Everything is going to seem random. Whoever's playing that, if you like, you take that outside, right? But while I'm giving the presentation, I ask you to keep your phone on silent. But, as I was saying, yeah, so if you're not aware of what you're doing, what actions you're taking, how you're interacting with others, things are going to happen to you, and you're just going to be like, oh, why me, why me, why me, right? Without actually reflecting on what role you might play into that. So, here's some key areas of self-awareness, right? Strengths. What are you good at? What do others compliment you on? Your interests. What do you enjoy doing? What activities energize you? Values. What matters most? Is it stability? Is it helping others? Is it creativity? Is it independence? And challenges. What do you find difficult and what skills are you still building? These are some questions you can ask yourself to help you self-reflect.
I think I dropped something today.
Now, might go off?
We dropped something. Moon Money 3. We dropped something today.
But if I'm good, give me a thumbs up in the chat.
Rest of life.
Okay. Alright, thank you. So, the power of curiosity, right? You ever met that kid? Maybe you have a nephew, maybe you have a niece, maybe you have a son, maybe you have a brother, right? Somebody young in the family, always asking why, right? Oh, why is the sky blue? Oh, you don't know where the light moves and, but why? You know, because you got the sun, but why? Right? And you get annoyed, but it's a good way to approach the world, right? Curiosity. Leading with curiosity, not understanding. So, in that, it helps you, when you go into like, if you try to assume you don't understand, right? When you're speaking to somebody, you ever met this person just cuts you off, they think they know what you're gonna say?
We still trying.
And then everybody, right? Everybody's experienced it at some point. You try to get your point off somebody, no, I'll let you finish, but I already know you about to say, I'm not actually. If you would have listened, right, you wouldn't have come here. Or be sure if you're taking the phone, please see outside. But yes, so it encourages self-reflection. You begin to question automatic behaviors instead of judgment. It reduces fear of change. Curiosity shifts your mindset from what's wrong with me to what can I learn. Right? You just assume, oh, I can't do it because I got this, or I can't do it because I got that. Right? Change that frame of thinking. Right? So what can I learn? I'm not there yet. Right? You want to use growth phrases. Build self-awareness. You start to notice patterns in your emotions, decisions, and reactions, as well as it opens new possibilities. Exploring interests and experiences helps clarify who you are and what matters to you. Alright? So we got some quotes there at the bottom as well.
We got some albums that we about.
Yeah. Why knowing yourself matters?
We started.
Right? You can hear me say, I know yourself, know yourself, know yourself. Why should I know myself? It is not, as self-apparent. And some of y'all might think you already know yourself, to have really ask difficult questions, right? So self-knowledge is the foundation for a meaningful, intentional life. When you understand who you are, you make choices that align with your values instead of reacting on autopilot, right? How many people you interact with in the world that you're like, I don't know when you actually thought about that. You're just doing anything, right? You're moving like a like an NPC. So, knowing yourself leads to better decision making. Knowing your values, your strengths, and your limits helps you to choose what truly fits you. And that means what friends truly fit you, what activities truly fit you, what workplace truly fits you. Alright? Emotional regulation. You recognize your triggers and emotions, making it easier to respond rather than react.
That's
Right?
rage.
Why have I been getting so angry recently? I've been getting into a lot of arguments. What have I done? Alright?
Rage
Strong
baiting
relationships.
people.
Understanding yourself improves communication, boundaries, and empathy with others.
You can't be rage.
If you're not approaching with, oh, I just understand everything, right? If you're approaching it like that, you cutting people off, you interrupted people, you're not getting the point, you're just waiting for your turn to talk. People not gonna like you, right? And it's not about necessarily trying to prove yourself to others. It's more so preventing you from becoming a person who's just undesirable to be around.
Let's get into that record.
You know, by understanding others and taking that time to listen, taking that time to understand, taking that time to think from other perspectives possible, right? You're able to connect more effectively with others. Increase confidence. Self-awareness reduces comparison and builds confidence rooted in authenticity. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back of the room. You know what I'm saying? Self-awareness reduces comparison. Right? What they say comparison is the thief of all joy. So it reduces comparison and builds confidence rooted in authenticity. If you know who you are and you're 100% certain of who you are, it's hard to shake you. Right? You know who you are. You're less influenced by other things. That's not me. I don't do things like that. Right? You have to go ahead. Right? And that's anything. Maybe you're trying to kick a habit. Maybe you're trying to stop drinking, stop smoking. You got people around you. Right? If you're bounded, you would beg your bounded, hey, I'm the type of person that I'm gonna stick to my values, stay on my word, right? You decide to quit, now when people around you, you already have that within yourself. Well, nah, I'm not that person that does that, y'all can do that, that's not me though. Right? Personal growth. You can identify patterns, challenge unhelpful habits, and grow with intention. So the big picture. When you know yourself, you live with purpose instead of confusion. You stop chasing who you should be and start becoming who you are. I know we get a little deep this session, right? Very therapy-esque, but it's important to ask these questions, right? And all the workshops that we have, I always put them at the end of the month, because I feel like it's good to just reset. After everything we learned, let me tap in with myself, right? So, now, beware of cognitive dissonance. Now what that means is a state of mental discomfort that occurs when a person holds beliefs or opinions that are inconsistent or that conflict with an aspect of their behavior. Right? So when you got a certain value in your mind and you're betraying yourself, you're betraying that value. That is what cognitive dissonance is. So what does it feel like? Cognitive dissonance usually doesn't announce itself by name. Instead, it shows up as emotional discomfort, often experienced as guilt, as shame, as regret, or rationalization. Right? As Patrick Ness said, your mind will believe comforting lies, while also knowing the painful truths that make those lies necessary. Right? We all have a subconscious. In the back of your mind, you're like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I probably shouldn't be doing this. Right? The more you push that thought back, that's a part of you. Right? The more you start to bury that voice, you're burying a part of yourself. So here's some everyday examples of cognitive dissonance. Right? Because I feel like it's good to have, it's good to have an actual example, right? All this hypothetical. So, health versus habits. You want to be healthy, but you don't exercise regularly or eat well. The result, you might have feelings of guilt or self-criticism, right? Oh man, I don't got no discipline. Oh man, I still look like this. Oh man, I need to feel like this, right? Knowing the risk, doing it anyway. You know smoking or excessive drinking is harmful, but you continue due to stress. And the result, you justify the behavior to reduce discomfort. But what happens? You're burying that part of yourself that knows better. Saving versus spending. You plan to save money, but spend extra cash impulsively. The result, regret later. especially during unexpected expenses. Oh man, was that perfume really necessary? Probably not. Now I need this for this bill. Now this random situation happened. I wish I had that 200 still, right? Somebody said that's addiction, no, that's different. If you've ever been in the AA program or ever seen that, part of a big part of treating an addiction, if you should have it, is self-reflection, right? So, especially in addiction. So, the art of reflection, right? Self-reflection is the intentional practice of thinking about your own thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and experiences in order to better understand yourself and grow. In simple terms, it's pausing to look inward and asking, why did I think, feel, or act that way? And what can I learn from it? Keep in mind it's an active process, right? You don't just self-reflect once and that's the end of it. I'm the master of myself. No. Once you become self-aware, this is the active work you need to do to maintain and further hone that awareness. Bless you. Somebody said the same thing to sometimes say this is for you. Alright? So interviewers or interviews are often, hey, I like to get to know you as an individual. Just in a professional context, right? That's really what it is. They're gonna ask you the same question. What are 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses? Tell me about how you did this thing well, right? All of that is just tell me about yourself. So, common question, tell me a bit about yourself. Literally, go ask me, tell me a bit about yourself. What are 3 of your strengths? What are 3 of your weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why should we hire you? What do you bring to the company? How can you answer these questions in a compelling, authentic way if you never thought about the answers? If you don't know who you are? Right? Reflection allows you to understand your own experiences clearly and communicate them confidently and authentically. Interviews aren't just about what you've done, they're about how you think, learn, and grow. And reflection prepares you for that. So somebody said, yeah, and this is a scary thing for some people, right? As somebody mentioned in the chat. Sometimes it's difficult to be alone by yourself with your own thoughts, right? That fear is just anxiety of what may happen, right? It's the opposite spectrum of excitement, where fear you're expecting a bad result, excitement you're expecting a good result. But if you feel that fear, it's even more important to do so, right? And what I always say is do it scared. You think Mike Tyson was scared when he walked into the ring? He's like, yo, what if I get knocked out? Like, my whole everything, he was terrified. He talked about this, he's like, I'm terrified. And backstage, I'm terrified. I'm training, I'm terrified. He's like, I've had nightmares of this person knocking me out first round. I didn't even let him punch out. You know what I'm saying? That my lesson from that. Right? Even the greatest people you think about, they're scared. It's just about doing it scared anyway. Right? And when you're scared, your body goes to that fight or flight and you get a rush of adrenaline. That's your body trying its best to prepare you for whatever situation you're about to face. Alright? So, that's something you still gotta, of course, in this journey, you still gotta, find that out on your own, of course, it's self-reflection. But I'm just trying to guide you in the right direction. So I already mentioned this, but think about the annoying kid that asks why to everything, right? Like, why, right? There is wisdom in that. Something simple method is highly effective for the discovery of core values and characteristics that make you you. And so here's some good questions. Alright? I want y'all to just pick one of these questions and actually think about it. Like legitimately think about it. Alright? I'm gonna go through 4 different categories. I'm gonna say each question. Identity. Who am I? I know it's a broad question. But how you answer that is not going to be the same today as it is going to be in a year from now, or a month from now, or tomorrow even, right? What is my favorite way to spend a free day? What do you see yourself doing, right? What do I want? And that means in general. out of life in my relationship? You have ambitions. What does success look like for me outside of societal expectations? If nobody was judging, you know, people love to judge, right? You see it all the time. People, you know, famous people might have a fall, and everybody can't wait until they fall. It's like, look what you get, right? I understand there's a lot of pressure in chasing your dreams or doing what you actually want to do. Fear of criticism, fear of people being like, oh, you're wasting your time, right? Fear of judgment. If there was none of that, it's just you.
They're not up there.
What does success look like to you? Right? Is it still going to be, I need to have a certain amount of money? Is it material? What is it exactly? What fears are preventing me from pursuing my dreams? I know all of you have got a dream. From even when I was a kid, I want to be this, I want to be that. Life may not have panned out in that direction, especially if it was a career, maybe you didn't get that career. But what was it about the career that you wanted? Right? What was the essence of your dream? What is that for you? There's more than one way to help you. You don't necessarily need to get doctors, you don't got to be the lawyer, right? Was it to be an entertainer? Was it to just make people laugh? Was it to make people smile? What do you want to do? What is your actual dream? What is the core of your dream? Right? Now we got values. When do I feel most authentic and true to myself? Is it when you're by yourself? Is it when you're cooking? Is it when you're drawing? Is it when you're in a walk in the park? When do you feel most authentic to yourself? What 3 values do I consider most important in my life right now? When was the last time I had to choose between competing values? Right? Maybe loyalty versus integrity. Awareness. What does taking accountability mean to me and how does it look? Accountability is not just, yeah, my bad. That's not accountability. That's not even an apology. My bad. That's an acknowledgement that you did something, but I thought you did something. That's why you apologize or trying.
You're gonna say 14.
Right? What does taking accountability actually mean? What actions are you going to be taking? How do I argue? This is very important, especially for relationships. That's a smart for me. Depending on how you argue, you going for low blows off the ring, you going for, you know what I'm saying? That's a key thing to me.
Yo, yeah.
What emotions do I feel most frequently and what triggers them?
Midnight to Chinatown?
I want y'all to for real. Look at one of these questions, pick a question, and work on it.
Press the
Ask
right
that to yourself.
button.
Try to give a detailed answer. If you want, pen and paper, or notes app, whatever you do, I want y'all to actually ask yourself these
Movie
questions.
coming soon. Yeah, we're working on that right now.
Alright? So, here's the thing about self-reflection. You might still feel lost, right? Self-discovery is not a straight line. You may feel clear one day and confused the next. The back and forth is part of the process. You don't have to have a fixed answer. Who I am isn't a destination. It's something that evolves with experiences, values, and choices. And oftentimes, discomfort can be meaningful. Remember that fear. That fear is meaningful. Unease sometimes shows up when you're outgrowing an old version of yourself. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back of the Zoom, right? Unease sometimes shows up when you're outgrowing an old version of yourself. The journey of life is not about being perfect, it's about getting lost and finding your way again. Alright? Another thing too, do something different.
Let's go.
Doing something different is often how we remember that the world and ourselves are larger than our routine. Remember I spoke about being an autopilot, right? To do all this self-reflection, if you're not applying it because you're just in the same habit, the same robot habit every day, it's not going to be meaningful. It's not going to have a meaningful impact. When life becomes predictable, our thinking quietly narrows. We start moving along familiar paths, guided by habit rather than curiosity. Choosing to step outside that pattern, even in small ways, stretches our inner horizon. Right? And expanding your horizon doesn't always require dramatic change. It can be as simple as listening to a perspective you once dismissed. Visiting a place with no clear purpose. Let's just go to the park. Reading something doesn't fit your interest. Trying an activity you will soon be bad at, or following interest you never had time for. Maybe you always liked to draw when you were a kid, and you haven't really had time
Drawing is a lot.
try it. Same thing for dancing. Right? Cooking, whatever habit you may have, reading it once in a while when you read. Read. What matters is the opening. When you do something different, you interrupt the story you've been telling yourself about who you are and what's possible.
You get it.
So I'm going to read one of these. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Alright? Maybe almost done here. We got post and closing. This is a wall of posts that I'm going to read out to you. Right? They may not all hit, but I'm hoping at least one of these hits for one of them. You are not bound by the frame of image people have you in their minds. So the you today does not have to be the you tomorrow. The you today does not have to be the same you from 2 weeks ago. Right? Sometimes you get around people, oh, you change. I hope so. I'm still outgrowing that old version of myself. Right? So the better you know yourself, the better your relationship with the rest of the world. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. That's, I ain't gonna lie, that's a bar for me. You first that's why I said, oh yeah, he was. Be yourself, everyone is already taken. Cinema. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But when you know yourself, you are empowered. When you accept yourself, you are invincible. Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. And lastly, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
I got it.
Alright? And with that, I hope y'all got something out of this workshop. Have a wonderful day.
Listen, like, subscribe, share, comment, tune in. I hope y'all learned something out there. He was talking a whole bunch of stuff that makes sense. He makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share, comment, tune in, turn up. It's your boy, Jamaica Stone. Listen, we've been making sure people grind. We want you to listen. We want you to focus. We want you to get right. You know what I'm saying? We want you to understand the message.
And for those of you who purchased, give me a couple minutes to sit down.
The message is about grinding.
I try to get everything clearly.
Be focused. Know how to communicate with people. Whether you're on the job, off the job,
you're free to
everywhere.
You signed it already? You're good to go.
Shout out to everybody out there. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I keep telling y'all.
Alright. No problem.
Now,
No problem.
I'm about to get up out of here.
No problem.
But I just want everyone to know, listen, this is the view.
Alright, so on the link I sent, right, where you can tell us,
See that beautiful
if you
view?
have any issues with your senior CSCs or any questions that have been heard.
That's what it's about.
You can ask it. We also have the feedback form in case you want to leave.
It's about the grind.
And I put the sign sheet as well on the very bottom, the long link, because I know sometimes it's difficult for you guys to click the actual link. So I'm gonna ask you to sign sheet first. That way
Press the like button. Like, subscribe, share, comment, tune in, sign up. It's your boy, Jamaica Stone. Billions Entertainment. I'm gonna be making a lot of moves. But the main thing is this. I want y'all to enjoy the new movies that y'all about to see. Y'all about to see the new movies on AppleMusic.
Like the chat? Yes, I can like the chat.
You can check it out. You can check it out through AppleMusic, the music, the soundtrack side. Anything otherwise than that, I ain't gonna be dealing with it. So shout out to my fans, shout out to everybody out there, shout out to the run app, checking in with your boy, Billions Entertainment, Jamaica Store. This is gonna be very important. So listen, y'all, We'll be back after these messages. Like, subscribe, share, comment, tune in. Go.